Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Bundesliga Prediction Show with your host, as usual, myself, Rory Petre, and at this point, I'd usually say with our other host, Mark Broadhurst, but alas, Mark's still on his jollies, actually. So very lucky to be joined by a good friend of mine, Adam Smith, Bundesliga betting enthusiast and king of the cash out is been called so far this season. So I'm just going to refer to you as Smithy, as that's what we call you anyway. I'm sure you're fine with that. So yeah, many thanks for jumping on and doing this Bundesliga prediction show. So obviously we're going to be looking ahead to Matchday 33, the penultimate weekend of the Bundesliga. Of course, everyone will know that Bayern are indeed champions, so that's obviously now gone. But we still got the race for European football. It's really hotting up, and of course the relegation race is well on. So hopefully you guys can enjoy the show, and we'll kind of crack on in a second. But yeah, just the usual bit of admin. If you guys obviously have not seen the show before, welcome along. If you have, welcome back to the regulars. Make sure you click the big red button and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. Click the bell and notification as well, so you get those notifications. You don't miss out on any shows as they're coming thick and fast at the moment. So what we'll do is we'll just go straight into it. So Matchday 33 is split out over this coming weekend, so there's no Friday night football, there's no Monday night. What they usually do in the Bundesliga is play the last two set of fixtures on two consecutive Saturdays to make it really exciting for everyone. But because of the DFB Pokal final being tonight in about 45 minutes, actually, there's two games on Sunday as well. So we'll start with Saturday as per usual. So first game we're going to look at is Borussia Mönchengladbach versus Stuttgart. Obviously, with Gladbach still chasing, a Europa League spot is basically the maximum that they can get right now, or this Europa Conference Leagues place, which we believe is going to be 7th place. They'll obviously want to confirm that. Stuttgart have had a fantastic season. First season being back in the Bundesliga for a while, so they've obviously had a really good effort. But on this occasion, despite the fact that they got spanked 6-0 by the champions, Gladbach, I'm going to say a home 2-1 win. So Smith, what are you thinking for this one?
Pretty much the same. I've gone slightly more resounding. I've gone 3-1 to Gladbach. Purely because they're absolutely on fire at home. I think they've won the last 3 in a row at home, scoring 11 goals. So they've been knocking them in at home. Obviously did get pumped last time out against Bayern, but I think everyone's been on the receiving end of one of those, haven't they? So that's nothing to be ashamed about. I just can't look past Gladbach. They've obviously got still that chance of getting into the old Europa. So nothing. I'd be shocked if there's anything other than a Gladbach win on that one, to be honest with you.
Yeah, good stuff. Moving on then to another game that potentially looks like being very close, with two teams hunting down again the European places. So Bayer Leverkusen are hosting Union Berlin. So Union, again, similarly to Stuttgart, have had a season above all expectations, I would say. They've kind of rode the crest of a wave for a long while and struggled a little bit in recent weeks, and that kind of form hasn't quite been there. And Leverkusen are an incredibly hard team to kind of read. So it'll be an interesting one, but I'm expecting Leverkusen to do the job, and obviously a win for them would pretty much confirm, or it would confirm a top 6 finish. So that'd be, mission accomplished from where they are now. Obviously started the season really well, and they've had a bit of a fall from grace, so to speak. So I'm going to say, let me double check my predictions. I've gone for another home 2-1 win. Smith, what's your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I've gone exactly the same. This was a funny one. I went backwards and forwards. When I first put it down, I actually went for a 1-0 Union win. I don't know why. Form is obviously form saying Bayern. I think Union aren't in the best form in the last couple of weeks. But just something about being able to make history by getting into that Europa League or just getting into Europe for the first time in their history or for the first time for a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know. There was just something telling me that they might pull something out of the bag. And if I was a betting man, obviously I do love a cash out. But if I was a betting man and I had a spare fiver, might have a little dabble on Union to get a win. But, obviously gamble responsibly and all that. But
of course.
But no, I've gone with you 2-1, 2-1 Bayern.
Good stuff. Right, moving on to probably the only game that doesn't really have anything riding on it. We've got mid-table Sport Club Freiburg hosting the champions Bayern Munich. Not an awful lot riding on it. Probably a game that obviously where the champions rock up. They've already done the job. They've been on the beers for quite a while, and maybe they're a little bit worse for wear. But with this Bayern side, they're just relentless. Even if they don't turn up and they're not 100%, they usually do the job. So I'm going to say a comfortable but entertaining 3-1 away win for Bayern Munich.
Have we been collaborating before this? Because I've gone 3-1 Bayern as well.
Great minds.
Yeah, just even if they're not 100%, I just can't see anything other than them having a pretty easy day at the office. Obviously, Lewandowski's on his 39 from 27, 28 games.
He's missed a few.
Needs another one or two to get that record. So I think he'll be going all out for the next two games just to try and get that. So yeah, I can't see anything other than a 3-1 victory for Bayern. Certainly a fairly comfortable day at the office, I reckon.
Okie doke, good stuff. So moving on, one of the big relegation matches we're going to cover now. So it's Hertha Berlin playing host to FC Cologne. So obviously the away side are in an awful lot of trouble as a result of Hertha's resurgence since they returned to playing because of the COVID enforced break. They've picked up an awful lot of points within that short space of time, and done probably enough to confirm their place in the Bundesliga for next season. Obviously, looking at the table, it's so close anyway, but obviously Cologne really need to, it's at the moment more important for them to win. As a result, the fact that I don't think Hertha will want to, they of course won't want to lose, so I'm going to sit on the fence and say an entertaining 2-2 draw.
I've gone pretty much the same, but I've gone 1-1. I think there'll be goals, but I just couldn't work out whether this was going to be a bit of a barn burner because they both do ideally need to win. But then I kind of felt maybe they'll just cancel each other out. Obviously, I think Cologne got thumped last week against Freiburg 4-1, but they actually had two pretty good wins before that. I think against Leipzig and Augsburg, so they'll be looking to bounce back from that defeat last week. But Hertha are actually pretty useful at home by the looks of it, looking at the form. So yeah, just again with you sitting on the fence, couldn't decide, so I went safe and went for a nice 1-1 draw.
Yeah, to be fair, Hertha's form at home has been a lot better because generally speaking, since they've moved to the Olympiastadion, has been dire. So the fact that they've been able to pick up points at home has been really important for them. So yeah, we'll have to see on that one.
I think on that one as well, if Cologne can nick a point, I think they've got Schalke last game, and obviously Schalke are dead and buried there on their holidays, got flip-flops on and whatever. So I think if Cologne can nick a point, they'll be pretty confident going into that last weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. Speaking of the doomed Schalke, they play host to Champions League now chasing Eintracht Frankfurt, who for the first time in a long time are now obviously outside that top four spot. So obviously not a great position for them to be in right now, but it's also the perfect opposition to be playing in the penultimate fixture of rounds. Schalke, as you mentioned, Smith, are completely dead and buried, haven't got anything to play for. They have been doing this very random thing of late, which is that they tend to take the lead in games, well, certainly in the last 2 games, and give their fans a glimmer of hope. only for it to be dashed away. Obviously, Hoffenheim scored 4 goals in about 20 minutes against them. So, yeah, it just screams out a perfect game for Frankfurt to get their confidence back. So 3-0 to the away team for me.
Yeah, I've gone pretty similar, 2-0. I just think Frankfurt need to get that win to push Dortmund and Wolfsburg all the way, just to make it a really interesting last game of the season. So if they can get that win, and obviously with Wolfsburg away at Leipzig on the Sunday, if they can get that win, puts a bit of pressure on. Who knows what's going to happen there? And I was looking at the stats. Obviously, Schalke had a dreadful season, but Frankfurt have won 4 of the last 5 games against Schalke, so I can't see anything other than them getting the win. And one for the statos out there. These 2 are actually ranked highest for the yellow cards, most yellow cards this season, number 1 and 2. So
love it. Bringing statos in.
Yeah, expect a couple of yellow cards and maybe a few people giving the marching orders.
Fantastic stuff. There you go. Insight brought from Smithy there. Fantastic.
Knowledge.
Welcome out as per usual, Gary. Thanks for the comment. Yeah, we can't believe that Mark is still on his jollies near the end of the season. There's going to have to be some sort of disciplinary for him. At this stage of the season, to go missing is terrible. So thanks for tuning in as ever. Right, on to the next game, which is a very important home game for Arminia Bielefeld as they host mid-table Hoffenheim. So, yeah, obviously a crucial game for Bielefeld in the context of their survival. Obviously playing a team that is safe for the season, have up and down form. Hoffenheim, obviously they put Schalke to bed last week, which was impressive, and they do have the ability to score goals, but against this Bielefeld side that are going to be desperate to at least pick up a point and maybe jump above one of the teams that they could jump above Werder Bremen, for example. I think Bielefeld will definitely get a point from it, but I think that I'd be pushing the boat out to say that they're going to win just purely from the lack of goals that they've got. So I'm going to say 1-1 in this one as well.
Interesting, staying on the fence again. I have gone, I think Bielefeld are going to get it done. Hoffenheim don't really have too much to play for, as you said. Whereas Arminia really need that win. So I think that they're going to steal a 1-0 win in probably a pretty low quality game, looking at it. But win's a win. I think they've actually won their last 2 home games 1-0. So I'm going to back them to make that hat-trick and get that 1-0 win.
Excellent stuff. Paul, you're very right. Lots to look forward to this weekend. I think a lot of people want Bielefeld to stay up just based on the fact that they've got such a small budget compared to a lot of the teams that they've obviously been stuck in the Bundesliga with this season. So it'd be a fine achievement. I mean, if they were offered 16th place with 2 games to go, they probably would have bitten your arm off for it.
I'll take that.
Yeah, so let's hope they can do the job anyway. Right, on to the last Saturday game. It again is a huge game for these 2 ridiculously out of form sides in the form of FC Augsburg and Werder Bremen. I mean, doesn't scream to me like it's going to be one of those games that you want to watch live. Maybe just the highlights will be fine, because both teams haven't been playing fantastic football really all season. It's been, tit for tat, pretty scrappy. Werder looked like they were putting together an okay season based on what they did last season, which was when they were involved in another relegation race. But lo and behold, their shocking form has now put them into, right on the brink again. And at the moment, just because the ability that Augsburg have of winning games really when they need to, and they look okay going forward sometimes, Augsburg. Ruben Vargas is a tidy player. So I'm going to back him and the home team to nab it 1-0.
Interesting. Yeah, I've gone for an Augsburg win as well. I went 2-1, purely because they seem to win a lot of games, either 2 or 3-1. I couldn't see them getting 3, but yeah, they've got Bayern last game of the season, Augsburg, so they absolutely need to get this win, because even if Bayern are half on holiday, it's going to be a tough weekend for them. Yeah, as you mentioned, Vargas, looking at it, he's got 3 in his last 4 at home, so yeah, he's hitting form just at the right time. So yeah, I did fancy an Augsburg win. It's strange with Werder Bremen. 5-6 years ago, you'd have seen them in the Europa League or maybe even Champions League, wouldn't you? So it's an odd one to see them sort of battling it out down there. But I'm sure they'll bounce back. But yeah, they've only won, I think, 1 game in the last 8 or 9, so I didn't fancy them to get anything this weekend, unfortunately.
Righty-ho, we'll move on to the 2 Sunday games, and obviously, as you can imagine, they are Sunday games because of the fact that it involves 2 of the DFB Pokal finalists, so Dortmund and Leipzig both playing on Sunday as a result, to give them an extra day's rest. So Dortmund travel away to Mainz in the first game on Sunday, so that for me looks like a really interesting and open game. I think this could be an entertaining one. Given the fact that Dortmund will naturally have to back up playing on Thursday, then Sunday, and naturally they can't really risk resting any players. Obviously, Mainz look like they've miraculously saved themselves and look like they're pretty much now safe in 12th place, but could technically still finish in 16th in the relegation playoff place. But they'll have no reason not to go for it. And I think it will be an open game. Dortmund often concede goals, and silly goals at that. But having said that, the attacking prowess they've got, if Haaland's fit, presume he's playing tonight as well, then they should have enough going forward. So I'm going to say a 3-2 away win for Dortmund, and to pile on the pressure onto Wolfsburg and Frankfurt.
Nice goals. Yeah, I've gone goals as well. I've gone 2-1 purely because, as you said, I think Mainz have got no reason not to go for it. I just don't think Dortmund are going to lose. I think they're going to take it to last weekend and make sure they do get that Champions League spot. But I think there'll be a little bit of a hangover from tonight, obviously depending how it goes. But yeah, I think they'll have enough. I think it will be pretty open, and they might find themselves with their backs against the wall. But one thing I did want to throw in, and friend of the show, Thomas Mabeltoft, has been asking me to get this in all week, so I had to do him a solid and get it in there. He thinks it's going to be very close. Well, actually not that close, because Dortmund are top of the table in terms of percentage of passes, whereas Mainz are actually at the bottom. Wow. So when I was having a chat with Mr. Mapletofft, he reckons it's going to be a long afternoon for Mainz chasing the ball. So there you go. Thanks for that one, Toff. I'm not sure it's the most interesting stat out there, but a stat nonetheless.
Yeah, not sure about that one. I preferred your own one, Smithy, to be fair, so far.
Well,
yeah, we'll move on to the last game. Yeah, Chris, I agree. I like Frankfurt. I really want them to get a top 4 finish, but unfortunately at the moment it's going to be 2 of those 3 teams. And obviously, speaking of that third team, Wolfsburg travel to RB Leipzig on Sunday evening in a huge game. Obviously, on paper, it looks like the most entertaining one of the weekend, and it obviously has a lot of importance, mainly for the away team. Obviously, RB Leipzig are nestled into second place at the moment, and have put together a decent season. Finish second and potentially win a trophy would be a fairly decent achievement for Julian Nagelsmann. Of course, will be going over to the Champions in due course. So he needs to get used to that pressure of winning trophies, to be fair to him. So it would be good for him to get that done straight away this evening. But looking ahead to that particular game, obviously Leipzig will be tired and have a few injury worries themselves. Wolfsburg, with a bit of steely defence that they've showed all season, definitely have the potential to go away and get a result. However, I feel like I'm going to sit on the fence again here, and I'm going to say a tetchy 1-1 draw, which might then put Wolfsburg on the back foot for a top 4 finish. So yeah, 1-1 for me.
again, I've gone the same 1-1. I think that's what 3 or 4 results that we've gone exactly the same score. But yeah, I think
so, yeah.
I couldn't work out whether it was going to be very cagey and quite a cautious game, or whether it will be an actual cracker. With it being second v third, and there's obviously a lot on the line. But as you said, Wolfsburg's defence has been pretty good. Leipzig have only conceded less than 30 in 30 odd games, which is pretty strong. So I don't know. I didn't feel like it was going to be goals galore, but I think it's just going to be quite a cagey affair. Either side won't want to lose, but both sides need to win. Probably Wolfsburg more than any. And Wolfsburg got my favourite player in the Bundesliga, Wout Weghorst. Is that
about?
I'm pronouncing that right, but both for his name and for the goals that he scores. So hopefully he can get on the score sheet and at least get them a point, I think.
Yeah, fingers crossed. We'll have to see. But yeah, that brings a close to Matchday 33 predictions. Obviously, many thanks to Adam Smith for rocking in and doing the hosting duties and doing some good predictions. Let's see if he's any better than Mark, and then we might have to get him on to do some more predictions if that's the case. Thanks for everyone that's commented. Johnny B, I agree. I'd love to see someone else than Bayern winning the championship at this stage. You can't really see it given the fact that they've strengthened so much. And Dan, I agree. Yeah, Union Berlin for that conference, Europa Conference League would be good fun. If their fans got to travel and have a bit of a European tour, that'd be great. But yeah, that's obviously everything for this week. My thanks to Adam again for showing up. If you guys want to see more of the Bundesliga show, just rock up onto the Over the Bar YouTube channel and click subscribe. Click that red button. If you want to also give us a follow on Twitter, you can see it down below there at Over the Bar FB, and of course the main website is www.otbfootball.net. See all the different articles that are produced by the guys on a regular basis. Fantastic website, so go check that out as well. And hopefully we'll be having another giveaway soon, so keep your eyes peeled on Twitter for that. But yeah, that's that. We're going to sign off now, so thanks to everyone. Thanks again, Smithy, and we'll see you next time. Cheers all.
Take care.